people who are, say, startup founders or people at levels where productivity is the name of the game, right? Um, and I'm going to say something which may, and I'll lead up to an answer, which is that for those of us whose work, whether it's your own business or a brand you're building, when it becomes everything that you're throwing yourself into, and you need to see it thrive and really get through tough times in the markets, and then also add value to people's lives, it begets the question: shouldn't you be in absolute top-notch form to give that much to your work? And I often talk to a lot of people who very, very commonly complain of fatigue in the second half of the day, right? This cloud. And when you sit down and talk to them about, okay, so what does your morning usually look like? What do you do when you wake up, or what do you eat when you wake up? And you break it down, you realize, and you make them realize over time that your first half of the day, not optimized, you will suffer for the rest of the day, because that's just how the human body is. It will compensate constantly. The body is so intelligent. There are very few beings as smart as who we are, as just composite biological beings, right? So I tell a lot of founders I talk to that what is the purpose of running businesses as large as some of the ones I know of, when you can't take out an hour in the day for yourself? So nutrition and food and wellness in general is wealth, because if you are well, you will give back to what you're trying to create, and then that will give back tenfold and like so much more. I think it's also, I mean, it's a very cliched conversation, right? When you have a lot of the people, successful people in the world, who constantly talk about their morning habits and how they wake up at 4 a.m. and da 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 da. It's happened for a reason, right? They build that life because you come to a point of time with age, especially, where you realize that if you don't sleep minimum 7 hours, you know how bad the next day will be. If you drink beyond X number of drinks, you know how tough the next day will be. So as that feedback mechanism starts kicking in, I was talking to a client yesterday where we were talking about brain fog and the little things that we notice about ourselves. So one of the things that I know about myself is that if I have a breakfast which is no protein, for example, my brain will stop functioning around 11 a.m. Like, I will not remember a thing. And that's very real. The more intuition you start building, and at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, all of our lives are about productivity. So it's 100% a link. And in the more real terms of actual wealth, like physically tangible wealth, you save so much more money when you just start eating more whole foods, literally. And for those people who do care about economies and supporting smaller businesses, the more food you buy from those who live in and around a certain kilometer radius of you, the more you're supporting your own local systems, the better it is for the climate.